Welcome to the Gurukul Prep Daily Podcast on 19th August. Update 1 Important Day World Sanskrit Day 2024, August 19. Every year, on the full moon day of the Hindu calendar month of Shravan or Savan, World Sanskrit Day is observed in honor of one of the world's oldest known languages. This year, World Sanskrit Day will be observed on 19th August. The day commemoration aims to raise awareness and promote the Sanskrit language. The celebrations also mark the sanctity and divinity of the language, also called the Dev Vani, language of the gods. The celebration of Sanskrit Day was declared by the Government of India in 1969. Update 2 Important Day World Photography Day, August 19. Photography is an art form that enables us to freeze and keep memories forever. A single image can elicit a wide range of emotions and feelings, which can be recalled quickly. World Photography Day, observed annually on 19th August, honors these qualities of the art form. Photography began in 1837 in France when two men named Joseph Nicephore Niepce and Louis Daguerre invented the first photographic technique known as the daguerreotype. Following this, the invention was officially announced by the French Academy of Sciences on 19th January 1837. The theme of World Photography Day 2024 is An Entire Day. Update 3 Important Day World Humanitarian Day, August 19. World Humanitarian Day is observed on 19th August to honor humanitarian workers or real-life heroes who have dedicated their lives to assisting others in the direst circumstances around the world. It was established to commemorate the bombing of the Canal Hotel in Baghdad, Iraq, on 19th August 2003, which killed 22 people, including Iraq's senior humanitarian, Sergio Vieira de Mello. The United Nations General Assembly formalized the day in 2009. This year, the theme is Act for Humanity. Update 4 Agreement Tripura signs MoU with IIM Calcutta for skill development and industrial growth. The Tripura Institution for Transformation, TIFT, and the Indian Institute of Management, IIM, Calcutta have signed a Memorandum of Understanding to facilitate information exchange, capacity building, research efforts, and implementing innovative solutions in Tripura. The MoU was signed by the Chief Executive Officer, CEO, of TIFT, Kiran Gite, Secretary of Good Governance of Tripura, and Dean of IIM Calcutta, Professor Rajesh Babu, to drive strategic initiatives aimed at promoting industrialization and skill development in the state. Update 5 Books Book on Pallava sculptures released in Chennai. The C.P. Ramaswamy Iyer Foundation in Chennai hosted the launch of the book Pallava Sculptures, A Cultural Study. S. Krishnamurthy, Assistant Epigraphist, Archaeological Survey of India wrote it. M.R. Krishnamurthy told the audience at the ceremony that the book covered sculptures from the 6th to the 9th centuries in the Tondaimandalam region. He added that the book also elaborately describes the material culture of the Pallava period, revealed through sculptural art such as physiognomy of people, costume, coiffure, ornaments, household items, musical instruments, weapons, and flora and fauna. Update 6 Economy Decline in FDI in India's food processing sector in 2023 to 24. According to government data, foreign direct investment, FDI, in India's food processing sector fell 30% last fiscal year to 5,037.06 crore rupees. FDI in the food processing sector totaled 7,194.13 crore rupees in 2022-23. According to data submitted by the Food Processing Industries Ministry in Lok Sabha, FDI in the food processing sector was 5,290.27 crore rupees in 2021-22 and 2,934.12 crore rupees in 2020-21. the ministry has taken various measures to enhance foreign investment in the food processing sector. Update 7. National Government reduces crude oil tax, eliminates diesel and ATF levies. The central government has cut the windfall tax on petroleum crude to 2,100 rupees per metric ton, a decrease of 4,600 rupees per ton, beginning 17th August. On 31st July, the windfall tax on crude was reduced by 34.2% to 4,600 rupees a ton. Furthermore, there would be no windfall tax on diesel and aviation turbine fuel (ATF) exports. Beginning in July 2022, India imposed a windfall tax on crude oil producers, which was later expanded to include the export of gasoline, diesel, and aviation fuel. This move was prompted by private refiners preferring to sell fuel internationally to capitalize on refining margins rather than domestically. Update 8. Obituary. Writer and activist Mahesh Chandra Guru passes away. BP Mahesh Chandra Guru, 67, a writer, activist, and retired journalism and mass communication professor at the University of Mysore, passed away at his home in Mysore. He has written 20 books, namely Rural Communication in India and Life and Mission of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He has also authored 219 research articles in national and international journals and delivered 139 papers at national and international conferences. He has guided 27 PhD research scholars from India and abroad. He received the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Award from Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation Ltd, Bangalore 2012. Update 9. State Union Cabinet approves major airport projects in West Bengal and Bihar. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved 2 airport development projects, one each in Bihar and West Bengal, totaling 2,962 crore rupees. During a media briefing, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that a new civil enclave will be built at Patna Airport for 1,413 crore rupees. The suggested new integrated terminal building at Patna Airport will cover 66,000 square meters and accommodate 50 lakh people annually. The Patna Airport project's key components include constructing an apron capable of accommodating 10 parking bays suitable for single-aisle planes and to link taxiways. Update 10. Summit and Conference. International Conference by Commonwealth Legal Education Association held in Kumarko. The Commonwealth Legal Education Association organized a 2-day international conference on law and technology, sustainable transport, tourism, and technological innovations in Kumarko, Kerala, on August 17th and 18th. Supreme Court Judge B.S. Gavai opened the event, emphasizing the necessity of teamwork among the legislative, executive, and judiciary in achieving sustainable development. Supreme Court Judge Surya Kant presided over the event, which also saw contributions from prominent figures, including R. Venkatramani, Attorney General for India, and Solicitor General Tushar Mehta.